Don't worry. I won't resort to violence again. How can you get skills if you don't punch them? Well, there are many ways to cause harm. I don't want to leave a bad impression. After all, I'm here to make friends. The crafting skills include so many steps, so it's time-consuming if I stick to the old way. Also, I will gain less from a single person as I become stronger. I have to make sure I can get what I want as soon as possible. Move. Nothing. I just felt someone here. Step, step. Step. It's troublesome. She never leaves him alone. A top fighter in the genuine spirit realm is quite tough to deal with. I've been hiding in the shadow and yet she just noticed me. Duoing, a killer from the Zhua family. I have to find a way to separate them. Without her. Killing a guy in the magic phase realm is a piece of cake. Canteen. It's not lunchtime yet. Why do you want me to bring you here? It's the perfect timing. It would be too late if the cooks are done. Since they need to cook so much food, it's hard for them to be distracted. What do you want? Well, they won't notice me since they're so busy. I need to make full use of those 4 students. I want to get the skills from all of them at the same time. I'll prepare something special for them. Are you trying to poison them? Can you get the skills without actually attacking them? Can you master their skills as long as they feel hurt? This is absurd. It's complicated to explain and it's my first time doing it. Also, I'm not poisoning them. I'm preparing nutritious food for them. You're even more despicable than I thought. This is such a low blow and is even worse than poisoning them. No, you misunderstood it. It's not what you think. This is croton puree. The croton is a fairly common medicinal plant in my hometown. It helps to treat diarrhea, dysentery, edema, abdominal enlargement, phlegm, dyspnea, and other intractable diseases. Smell it. It's different from what you think. It's not feces. Yes. Take out. In summary. It's healthy and clean. Stop. Just put it in the soup. Moai Academy Student Dormitory. The doctor is good and healed us in half a day. Otherwise, we'd be bedridden for half a month at least. This is humiliating. We're men and we were beaten so badly. Women are so horrible. Here's the meat soup. What? This voice. Please forgive us. We didn't know any better. We shouldn't be lecherous. We won't do that again. Don't get me wrong. I feel so terrible about being violent earlier. Sorry that I hurt you. I want to apologize to you. Also, I have brought you the meat soup. Please enjoy it. You're being overly cautious. Is this a trap? That pot is huge. It's enough to feed 50 people. We need to eat more if we want to recover. Then we'll have it. Please take your time. It's much more efficient to handle these idiots this way. Though it doesn't smell good. Feng Xia was taking advantage of these students. Meanwhile, the other student at the supreme level has returned to the academy. Dividing, purifying, refining, shaping, and sacralizing. I only have one part of the crafting to learn. I guess I can graduate pretty soon. It's not that hard. I can get the job done with 4 of them. I thought I had to trick everyone in the academy to learn the crafting. But the final part is the most difficult one. The first 4 steps are based on iron casting, so it's easy to grasp them. But what sets the crafting apart is the final step of sacralizing. Many students in the academy know how to do it, but only a few are actually good at it. What? Is it that bad? If you don't excel at it, it may hinder you from getting to the genuine spirit realm. And your life may be in danger. First, in sacralizing, you need to divide your soul and take one part out. It may sound easy, but it's extremely dangerous because your soul would be damaged and you would be in a coma forever if you were disturbed during the process or were bad at doing it. Then it would be dangerous for me if I continued to learn this from those mediocre students. Then which student in the academy do you think excels at this final step of crafting? I'll come after them. Based on my observations, though this class of students is quite talented. They are arrogant and impatient, so it seems that no one can do it perfectly. Then how about you help me? The answer is no. I was told that you can only pick students as your targets. Lady Gong Lingjue. I couldn't help but eavesdrop on what you said just now. Though other students in the Moai Academy are stupid and ignorant. I still hope you can take back your blunt judgment. You haven't seen me, right? Who are you? How dare you say that to her? I heard that there's another talented student graded at the special level, but I've been failing to recognize this student. Is this student you? No. But she's standing next to me. I'm Ling Yao. It's been an honor to see you, Lady Lingjue. Oh, so she's the talented one. Then why are you being so arrogant? You're so short. I'm still growing. Do you even know what a potential man looks like? So you're the new guy, right? Show some respect to the senior. You're quite irritable, but I bet you can't even see my face when you get close. The view from below. What the heck? I can't even retort. Who? What? Is she going to defend this short guy? He's cute and can help me rest. That's why I like a short man like him. Stop doing that. I won't grow tall if you keep doing that. What are they talking about? They seem very different from other people. Go away, Ling Yao. Stop mocking me. So are you this woman's little helper? Who dares to let me be their helper? I'm Gong Shaoqing. My bloodline is even superior to the special level. I'm graded at the super special level. That's right. You hear me. I thought I'm the one who has the most bloodline origins. I didn't expect someone even more diverse. Is he the hybrid of hundreds of bloodlines? When I was in the academy, the top level was still the special level. Shaoqing has many bloodlines and he even owns the rare monster bloodlines in this world, so that's why the academy was willing to grade him at the super special level. You're astonished, right? I even have the bloodline of the monster that existed before the continent was separated. Wait. Am I invisible to you now? Does that mean you have extinct bloodlines in your body? Yes, it's something you have never heard of. Wait, you're not looking into my eyes. Lady Lingjue. My father was only defeated once in the crafting practice and you're the one who defeated him. That was unprecedented for him. He is still not over it even though he's quite old. He channeled his regrets into his pursuit of something else. I was born because of that. Shaoqing, you always know perfectly how to make this weird. You're his son. Who? A guy whom I had classes with years ago in the academy. He's the dean of the academy now. So he's the dean's son. Is it because of his father that he was? No, academy staff's children will have to face stricter rules when it comes to crafting. Lady Lingjue, Gong Shaoqing heard that you brought a student to the academy and became the provisional teacher, so he finished his field task quickly and got back. My father lost the crafting competition to you, Lady Lingjue. But the same thing won't happen to me anymore. Since you're Lady Lingjue's student, how about we compete with each other in crafting? I'm more than welcome. After Gong Shaoqing and Ling Yao left. I'm getting more confused about hybrid reproduction. You said that after listening to the super special, that short guy's level is new to you too. So that means his father was at the special level at best. How come he can own so many new bloodlines of rare monsters? Setting aside how his father got these rare monsters, even if he could reproduce at an extremely fast speed. It would take generations before that short guy was born with so many new bloodlines. It's different for hybrids to increase their bloodlines from ordinary monsters. As your provisional teacher, I feel the need to help you learn more about this. Come with me. I'll show you how hybrids increase their bloodlines. Feng Xia was intrigued by how hybrids increase their bloodlines. Ling Ju, how are you going to help me learn about that? Why are you taking me to this dark room? It's not appropriate to show these documents directly to everyone, so the Academy filed and stored them here. Let's start with the most basic knowledge about hybrids. Hybrids reproduction file. Hybrids reproduction file. These are the files of hybrid reproduction in history. Take your time if you are interested. These files are quite straightforward. Why are you this shy? You're not a child. This is the basis of hybrid evolution. I know, but it still shocks me a bit when I'm directly exposed to these files. 1,000 years ago, some related monsters had offspring that were different from the mother and father. These monsters found that in this way, though the bloodline had changed, newborn monsters were more talented. Monsters all worshipped strength and wanted to be stronger. They didn't share the same moral values as humans. Reproduced without any concerns. Soon, this hybrid reproduction method was spread among monsters. So the first generation of hybrid monsters was born. But these newborns were still monsters, right? Ever since I came to the East Emperor continent, I have had a feeling that monsters here are not as pure as those on the old continent. You're more like humans. That's the point. The first generation of hybrids was only limited to the related species, and the method couldn't be spread and applied widely. But during this period, some humans realized the potential of it and began to connect with monsters whom they looked down upon. After they got together, humans and monsters were bound in an unprecedented manner. Their babies were the second generation of hybrids. That means humans and monsters can give birth to babies, right? Why are you so excited all of a sudden? Because of the cultivation, monsters are already physically different from animals. Anyway, after those trials and experiments, the second generation of hybrids contained human bloodlines and therefore had their features changed. Meanwhile, they were even more talented than the first generation. Then how do hybrids get to this place where they can absorb all kinds of bloodlines? You're not in the position to judge. Well, the line between monsters and humans became increasingly blurred 100 years after hybrids got the human bloodline. Son. Dad. So the advanced technologies for human cultivation were adopted. Among hybrids as well, among which the one that exerted great influence on the future of hybrids is the crafting technique. The hybrid bloodline by reproduction is limited and the process costs so much time. But with the crafting technique, you can just absorb other bloodlines directly. Then does that mean everyone can be at the special level? That sounds impossible. Well, after mixing with the human bloodline, hybrids are less violent than their monster ancestors. You're right. It is limited. Their values are caught in between humans and monsters. Does that matter? Think about it. Where do you get bloodlines if you want more? Unlike you, hybrids cannot get new bloodlines by punching others. They have to use the crafting technique and sacrifice lives. So it is not as great and easy as you think. Bite devouring others is the nature of the third generation. If I could use the crafting technique to absorb you, then we would be together forever. Can I devour you? Relax. I'm kidding. It's not appropriate when you sound so serious. This method is too cruel, so it was forbidden by a convention hundreds of years ago on the East Emperor continent. Hybrids only wanted to kill their kind to be stronger after absorbing human bloodlines. But on the other hand, the moral values and sympathy that are unique to humans have also influenced hybrids and helped them constrain themselves. This is fantastic. Then where did that short guy get his bloodlines? You said that his father didn't own that many bloodlines. It's forbidden to sacrifice living hybrids, but using ancient hybrid corpses is allowed. As the dean, his father knows how to get materials. What delights me the most is that humans and monsters can give birth to babies. How the third generation of hybrids is made doesn't affect me very much. Of course. I plan to find it after reaching the genuine spirit realm. Do you still remember that the divine treasure Thunder Cauldron is missing? According to the investigation by the spies and agents in the family, Thunder Cauldron is probably stolen by some ill-intentioned people to absorb hybrid bloodlines. If it's true that divine treasures are drawn to each other, then maybe you can meet the guy who has Thunder Cauldron now. This person must be an extremely powerful hybrid of the third generation that you can't deal with right now. So before you get out of the danger, I won't leave you alone. It's not as easy as I imagined to kill such a strong hybrid. Outside Moai City in the forest. How much time does it take for me to create the strongest hybrid? Thunder Cauldron. 5 days before the crafting test. I've been here for 10 days and I haven't gotten into the teaching building. But I don't need textbooks at all. Coming here won't help me. How about letting me punch one of the teachers in the academy? Let me be clear. You can't do that to our teachers. Are they free? Don't blame me for freeloading too much if they are. We're here to pick materials for making your soul container. Why is he stalking me? Who is this girl? Why is Lady Gong Lingjue with her everywhere she goes? I heard that the family master ordered Lady Gong Lingjue to accompany her even though she was so busy with the fieldwork. I'm the only one graded at the super special level. Can she be more special than me? Lady Lingjue, why? Breaking news. The captain of the White Feather team has again stopped the invasion by the Zhua family. This new captain keeps surprising us with her great performance. This new captain of the White Feather team is so capable. Gong Xiaoqing must be so furious that he couldn't eat anything. She's so cool. Is she the one that once defeated my dad? I wish I could fight side by side with her after I grow up. I don't get it. Why did the master order Lady Gong Lingjue to accompany this mysterious and frivolous girl? I can't allow it. Ling Yao. Is Xiaoqing stalking them? She's the new girl. I'm more than welcome. Is Xiaoqing falling in love with that girl? He's used to being respected by everyone, but this girl was unusual when they first met. Sneaky Xiaoqing could be easily attracted to this kind of rebellious girl. But he is being too childish and careless. I haven't figured out where this girl comes from. He must be in the dark as well. He wants to get a girl but didn't ask for my advice. I can't accept that. Though this new girl looks innocent, she may be a very evil woman and tries to hide her true color. I have to protect my best friend's young love. So Ling Yao started to stalk them. Moai Academy in the main building. The building is like bathing in the holy light. That's great. Because of the spiritual stones, the concentration level of spiritual particles in the air is very high and it's suitable for cultivation. It's okay for you to leave me alone since this place is safe and bright. No, those are regular classrooms. The material warehouse is in the basement. Follow me. Okay, I see. Materials can be stored longer in a shady and cool place. What? Now I'm confused. This is so different from what I thought it would be. Yes. This is it. This looks creepy, and what is this sticky fluid? It's been a long time. Sui Gong Lingjue. Why do you return to our academy since you've been so busy? What? This is a huge pot lid. Is she the student? I've never met her. She is temporarily registered in the academy under the family master's consent. We're here to pick the materials for the soul container. Please. Come forward. Pick 3 chests that you like. What? What does that mean? Shouldn't I check all the chests first? These all look the same. What's the point of picking 3 out of them? Don't ask so many questions. Just pick 3. Don't let me do anything unnecessary. You were wandering your mind when we got in. I only chose to guard the warehouse because I hate work and I can wander my mind here. The material in the chest is random, so it's up to fate. And is this sticky thing on the chest your body fluid? So I have to pick 3 while knowing nothing about them. Some materials here can date back 100 years ago. Without my body fluid covering the chest, they would have been rotten or evaporated a long time ago. Then I'll see what good materials are in these chests. Bang! What the heck? It's empty. I almost forgot it. When I just got here 100 years ago, I put an empty chest here to trick students, but it was never picked. Does the Academy sell lotteries? I'd like to buy 100 lotteries. So this is utterly based on luck, right? I'm all in. This is even worse than the air. Let me take some rest. This chest is the anniversary chest I added when I stayed here for 50 years. Students loved it, but no one got to pick that. Is that a compliment for my good luck? This shouldn't count. I want a redraw. This is part of your choice. It counts for sure. Then there's only one chance left for you. What? Only one chance. I'm so unlucky. Moai Academy Underground Warehouse, pick 1. This is your last chance. You're terribly unlucky. I didn't expect that. I would take all the chests away if I didn't need to stay in the Gong family. I have to use this method. I'll let my hair decide. What are you doing? Whichever my hair points at. Stop. Is my choice. This is it. Does this colorful light mean that I've won the biggest prize? Is it a piece of white paper? That paper. I didn't put it in. You put air and a souvenir into the chest. It's not surprising if you put the paper in. You have picked both of my prank chests. This is so annoying. You must have put things randomly into the chests and forgotten them after guarding the warehouse for so long. I will never forget things that I have checked in this warehouse. You are here just because you don't want to work. Please don't question my professional ethics. She didn't lie. This should be the material that's more ancient than most materials in the warehouse. Materials provided by the Academy are all useful in some way. And they all contain some special power. Years ago, I picked a seemingly ordinary spiritual mind stone, but after I polished and crafted it, I found its special power and made it into a spear as my soul container. I want to know what this piece of white paper can do and what story it has. But I'm too lazy to do that. It's okay if you don't want to move a step. You can stay in my ring. My ring is remade by your family master and it's so cozy to live in this ring. It's also not allowed to trick teachers in the academy. Slap. We talked about cooperating. But your family master doesn't allow me to punch or even trick teachers. Where's your sincerity? Sincerity. I'm here only for you. Is this sincerity? Fine. I can sense your sincerity now, but you're quite good at drawing attention. Someone outside has been watching us all this time. Swoosh. Ah. Lady Lingjue. Your way to cover your breath is too lame. I noticed you before we entered the teaching building. Did you follow Feng Xiaxia to observe your opponent in advance? I did. How could I say that I'm jealous since I admire Lady Ling Ju so much and yet she's with a stranger so close? He's exposed. How could he say that he's exposed only because he's not good at following the girl he loves? Boo-hoo. Xiaoqing. What is that girl doing there? Am I too old to follow young people's thoughts? So what? Do you have a problem with people's height? It's that short guy again. I'm sorry if my words hurt you. Whoosh. Whoosh. What is this? Tell everyone to leave the building. Ling Yao, help him. It's the enemy whose ability is to control the shadow. I need to get rid of the shadows in the basement. What's this? It's so dark. Someone has trapped us with a spell. I finally caught the chance when Gong Lingjue is absent. I'm so lucky to meet you in this shady and dark place. In the shadow space, no one can come to your rescue even if you yell so loud. Boy. Assassin from the Zhua family duoing. Even Gong Lingjue can't save you now that you're stuck in the shadow place, young man. Young man. Who is this person talking to? She is coming after me. She doesn't know anything about it, right? Then I'll kill her first. Swallow. That is. Her shadows. It's so easy for me since I can control the shadow to do the killings. If it weren't for my family master's order, you would die even with someone's protection. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be involved in this. I'll protect you as much as I can. Well, we need to get out. We have to figure out a way. Endless empty dreams. Spiral lotus. Puncture. Yes. As long as our attack is powerful, the space can be torn apart. Close. Why is it closed? This is so unfair. If brutal forces could work, Gong Lingjue would have long broken in to save you. This is the space built with shadows. It will forever be unbreakable as long as there are shadows. You're meant to be caught since you came to this shady basement. Why does the Gong family go to great lengths to protect you? It's okay if you don't want to tell me. I have many ways to interrogate you. You're just a bird in the cage. Winding shadow. Whoosh. Jump. Can she control the entire space? Whirl. Actually, wrap divine stone shield. It's getting under my skin. It hurts so much. The strength gap cannot be closed so easily. My shadows can do the trick and easily trap you as if puncturing you by steel columns. Do you think you can trap me by this? Is this blood evasion? It's Sui Yuanmu's secret spell. She recognizes it immediately. She must come from the Zhua family. I can get into her and break her from the inside. You want to get into me and kill me, right? Do you think I have never practiced with Sui Yuanmu? Merging. It looks like she's melting. She's merging with the shadow. You can turn yourself into the blood and I can become the shadow. You ate Sui Yuanmu and the Gong family wants your blood evasion, right? Thank you for killing Sui Yuanmu. You helped me get rid of another competitor in the Zhua family. Now I know why the Gong family wants to protect you. As long as I kill you, I can finish the task and get promoted once I get back. Don't think you're immortal after having Sui Yuanmu's ability. It can only help you dodge the weapon attacks. I can wrap you up with shadows and suffocate you to death. What is that light? Cough. What is that? You didn't listen to me. I wanted to tell you that I knew how to get out. Hey, girl, are you okay? But it was not easy to touch her in this shadow space. I'm fine. I was just testing her ability. It's one of the features of my blood. To my surprise, your light could force her back. I have a great idea. Shadow monster. You're doomed. Pot lid. You seem to be really flexible and soft, so you can't be afraid of pain, right? I was just tricked by you. Really think you can beat me only with glowing jellyfish. Whoosh. Your glow will be engulfed by shadows sooner or later. Shadow tide. Whoosh. Seriously. Glowing jellyfish. Honestly, the percentage of the jellyfish blood in my body is just 30. You young people really underestimated me. Lift, really don't want to move. What? The shadow wall starts to collapse. She damaged the shadow space with only one step. If the shadow space collapsed, with Gong Lingjue still being outside, I could not escape. Who is this jellyfish? I've never heard of her. At the same time, Feng Xia is also nervous. I thought she could only glow, so I can gain the ability of that shadow monster with her glowing ability. But she seems to be so powerful that can kill the monster directly. I may not have the chance. Flop down, Jump back, What is she going to do? Puff. I have suffered a sneak attack once. Does she try to do it again? Puff. Right. Some hybrids activate their spiritual chi while attacking and then they will flush. She is preparing something and waiting for me to be tricked indeed. How will she attack me? With her tentacles? With her head? Or stamp her foot again as she did before? I need to stabilize the shadow space first. And stay away from her to see what she's still got. I have been working as an assassin for over 10 years and never failed. That's all because I am always cautious. Get closer to me. What happened to you? Have you got a method to destroy this space? No. In fact, because I was usually too lazy to move, after I stamped my foot just now. My ankle was sprained. Stunned. Can you fight again? The worst thing is that I lack stamina. I have to rest after attacking her twice. Then, would you like to lend your power to me? Lend. How? Lend me your glow. I'll inherit your glow. And shine again. Ready. Go. Spurt. Splash spurt. What are they doing? Shadow monster, I've inherited her power while you were hesitating. Glowing attribute gained, you're toasted. Previously, Feng Xiaxia accepted the glowing power of the manager of the warehouse. Shadow monster, do you like the power of light? Of course not. I hate light most. Shine. Then I'll show you the power of light. Senior, lend me your power of light. Who is the shining hard-working player? What's this light? How could he use the power of that jellyfish? Wait. Can he get the ability of others? Then is it also because of this that he can use the ability of Zhuiyuanmu? The legendary ability really exists in this world. Glitters. Factium light. What? What? Winding shadow. Bang bang. How can he be so familiar with this ability? I know the dangers of him. He has great potential. If he continues to develop, he will break the balance of the 5 families. Since he refused to work for the Zhua family. I can't let him serve the Gong family. Only in this shadow space, can I have the chance to kill him. Shadow binding storm. I'll show you what I've got. Whoosh. Factium light. Straff. Boom. Why? Why could he use the light skills so easily? Even though you've gained the ability of that jellyfish, you can't be proficient in it so quickly. You're wrong. I've learned it from a dozen of fighters who are over 20,000 years old outside this universe for a decade. I've observed their light skills thousands of times. So I am really familiar with them. 20,000 years of cultivation. Fighters outside the universe. I see. I know how you get that mysterious power. It turns out a god is really helping you cultivate. She's like an idiot. Since you've known that, just surrender, so I could show you mercy and let you go. Ow wow. Cutting light blade. Ah. My shadows can't block this light. Usually, the strength gap cannot be closed so easily. A higher stage warrior is almost 100 times stronger than the lower stage one. But you are an exception. Shadow armor. Then what will happen if I use all the energy in the shadow space to combat your light? Theta field. Lighten my shadow space was lightened. Vpirion light. Ah. Without the energy of the shadow space, I. Penetrating. Light. Your light here. Duoing destructive bomb. Light. What would the result be of this fight between the two who are not at the same stage? Previously, Feng Xia used the light attribute to fight against the shadow attribute of duoing. Boom. Boom. On the ground outside the teaching building, Lady Lingjue. The students and teachers in the building have been evacuated. I've checked every room, and I'm sure they're empty. Thank you. Are you going to seal off the building and trap the enemy underground? It's a little different from what you think. Take off, you guys, step back too. We can help you. Step back. Glitter. Extend. Chop. It's totally different from what we thought. Wait. Look over there. The space built with shadows is exposed to the sun. It's time to break it. Huff huff huff. Swoosh. Shadow attribute. I really don't want to fight someone above my level. It's hard to be. Shadow attribute gained. A fighter of light. Grasp. I thought that I needed to come to the rescue. Drag. Turns out I didn't have to. You're far stronger than I thought. You overreached yourself. You. Oh, God. Why am I naked? You've got a dozen fractures. I can't treat you without taking off your clothes. Damn you. You saw my naked male and female body. I don't know how you defeated the enemy whose ability is to control the shadow. But releasing too much spiritual chi exhausted you. And you lack gradual practice. It's just like a man who hasn't exercised for decades suddenly doing the exercise that is far beyond his physical load. It's easy to die suddenly. So please stay put and accept the treatment. If you're dead, it'll be troublesome. But I'm awake now, which means I'm almost recovered. Can you let me up? I feel like I'm a roast duck in an oven. You can't recover on your own since your spiritual chi is depleted. The spiritual chi in your body is too thin. I have to replenish it for you. Replenish spiritual chi for me. Why are you blushing? Cultivators can't catch a cold without wearing clothes, right? Are you going to? I know. Do you think I'm doing that kind of thing? Turns out you're still a young boy at puberty. Don't get me wrong. It's a typical setting of erotic novels. I'm sorry to disappoint you. We don't need to take that step. Take it and you'll regain much spiritual chi. Thank you. MHM. F.CK spurt so cool. I feel like I've been injected with something amazing. Now enter your spiritual state and check if there are any changes. A fight that makes you reach your limit is the best catalyst for growth. In Feng Xia's spiritual state, it's strange to see my soul. But looking at its shape, I think it must be my soul. Swish 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 hey. Why are you running around? So souls like floating around. I mentioned that as the soul and the phase is called the soul container. I don't get it. Why do we need one? You're stupid. The soul container can store your soul temporarily. When it is drawn out of your body. Otherwise, your soul will get lost. No wonder I need a soul container. I have to keep my soul in my spiritual state before I finish making a soul container. Sigh. Take it out. Otherwise, my soul will get lost, as Senior said. Keep my soul in this blank card. What should I do? Feng Xia attack 666 defense 666, only dark images flashed through my mind. Since I can already manifest my soul, I'm close to breaking through to the genuine spirit realm. I'll take the crafting test of the MANHWA Academy as a springboard. Wrapped, What are you doing? I don't want anyone else to see your body. Hello, rookie. Who are you? Why do you have such a mini-sized figure? I'm Gong Zikai, president of the academy. I'm sorry for the attack on you in our academy. Gong Zikai, president of the MANHWA Academy. W8. You're the president. If I remember correctly, he should be your old classmate. Yes. But the age gap between you is. You can talk about it after I leave, okay? He appears to be a harmless and funny old man. But actually, he's a freak. When he was my classmate, he looked very similar to his son. Haha. I was a cute guy a few decades ago. Even ordinary people don't age so fast. What have you been through? He's been obsessed with the theory of improving hybrids after graduation. So for decades, he has been searching for various hybrids to produce offspring with him. He has been leading such an intense life until now. He used his handsome face and fame to indulge in sensual pleasures when he was young. They predicted that after decades of self-indulgent life, the president would suffer early aging and become like this. Ha ha ha. I don't mind premature aging. It's worth it in this life. Besides, I made such sacrifices to explore the prospects of the hybrids. Come off it. Anyway, don't touch her. Bear it in mind. It's a shame. I'm very interested in how a cultivator in the magic phase realm killed her enemy in the genuine spirit realm alone. I would like to study what kind of hybrid this girl is. By the way, after investigating his background, I found out that the enemy who infiltrated the academy is related to the Zhua family. Gong Lingjue, you'd better protect her before the crafting test. I'm afraid that not only the Zhua family will be watching the girl, but also other forces will treat her as valuable material. Bang, an unexpectedly kind little old man. Has his personality changed in his years as president? Oh, I'm still naked. I need to find. Let go. I remembered. About the teaching building, you still owe me an explanation. Get out of here. This lascivious bastard Timely came in to take advantage of you. How did such a person become the president of the academy? He's unmatched in the research of hybrid species. So the academy turned a blind eye to his private morality. But what did he mean just now? I moved the teaching building a little to get you out of the shadow space. Why is my basement in the open? Cluck. Gong Qing's soul-connecting bird. Crack crack. It's still hard for me to accept that you've turned yourself into this. This body is much better than a mortal one until I reach the immortal realm. Turns out that Lingjue is willing to do anything to accomplish the task of protecting that guy. It's not a big deal. We can rebuild the house. I'm here to show you something interesting. The guards captured this high-speed moving object at sea today. I want to ask if you have any memory of this unidentified object with your experience. Let me think about it. Is it possible? How? It's supposed to only exist in the past. The forest outside the Moai city. Boom. Fizzle. I've hunted a difficult hybrid for a whole week, and I was about to catch it. But you asked me to come back. All my efforts were in vain. I certainly wouldn't waste your time. There's more valuable prey. This kid is the most precious material I've ever seen. If you say so. She must be very precious then. Previously, Feng Xia was poisoned by the mysterious person in white and kept losing his spiritual qi. The mysterious person took away Kong's sibling. At this moment, the Gong family offered to help Feng Xia break through in exchange for finding the Thunder Cauldron. Yes. You want to reach the genuine spirit realm, don't you? So I think we should seize the chance since they have offered it to us. I've consumed too much blood today. It would be nice if I could take your blood. Ling Ju consumed her life to stop the leakage of spiritual qi to save Feng Xia. Meanwhile, thanks to the conflicts between the 5 families, the Zhua family sent killers to kill Feng Xia. The seal is done. You can hold on for another 3 days. I'm kind of getting used to it. But since I can already manifest my soul, I'm close to breaking through to the genuine spirit realm. I'll take the crafting test of the Moai Academy as a springboard. After coming to the Moai Academy, Feng Xia quickly mastered the crafting skills and prepared to participate in the crafting test and break through to the genuine spirit realm. Unfortunately, a new conspiracy is awaiting him. If we turn her materials into hybrids, we'll produce the strongest hybrid. Phew. It's done. I didn't feel a touch of embarrassment when you were replenishing spiritual chi for me. It was more exciting when I didn't disguise myself as a girl. If you strongly demand that kind of thing, as your guardian, I'll meet your requirement. No thanks. It's fine. Let's get down to business. Here's the progress of the crafting test. Look it through. The progress looks a little familiar. First, all the students took the raw materials for making soul containers and gathered at the square. And then you will be randomly thrown into the dense forest outside of Moai City by the teleportation array. The forest contains a huge number of rare materials that can be used to make weapons. A large number of vicious hybrid species are hiding there, which is not only a test but also a chance for cultivators to ascend the realm. I remembered. This progress is very similar to the trial in the Demon Royal Mausoleum. The Demon Royal Mausoleum. The demons on the Western continent used to rule over the mausoleum. A lot of designs there can help cultivators become strong. The demons on the Western continent cultivated in it to become strong. Quickly. They were thrown into it casually by the teleportation gate. What they can learn and get depends on their strength and fate. According to your description of the trial in the Demon Royal Mausoleum, they're very similar indeed. It should contribute to the inheritance of customs. After all, the two continents were a whole one. Ah, do you know it? Yes, I knew about it through some special means. Thousands of years have passed. The reason for the split of the original continent remains unclear, but the result is that the East Emperor continent has plenty of spiritual chi and the old continent is gradually declining. The status quo is undoubtedly unfair to the Western continent. But to be honest, the younger generations on the East Emperor continent don't have any sense of belonging to the old continent. It's not your problem since the split happened generations ago. I'm not here for the conflicts between the two continents because I don't have a sense of belonging to the Western continent either. But if you want to invade the Western continent, I'm afraid my friends won't be happy about it. People on the East Emperor continent may have different feelings about the old continent. But I will stand on the side of the Western continent. Master has expected it. The Gong family doesn't interfere with your decision. But, please bear it in mind, Mr. Feng. If you damage our family interests one day, you'll have to bear the consequences of standing against the Gong family. I know. Until then, let's work with and benefit from each other. Okay. We find the Thunder Cauldron and you reach the genuine spirit realm. It's a perfect result. But I sincerely hope we won't be on opposite sides. After all, you're kind of agreeable. Ahem. I think so. Remember to assemble at the square on time tonight. The teleportation array won't wait for anyone. I used more spiritual chi to stop the leakage for you this time. You can hold on for a week. So I don't have to endure it every 3 days. You should have done this earlier. Thank you. Cough. Giving him the amount of spiritual chi that can sustain him for more than 3 days at once is still too much for me. I can only give him the spiritual chi that sustains him for 3 days at most. If I had spit blood in front of him just now, I'm sure he would ask me and get to the bottom of things. Sis, what are you reading? What's the story? I want to listen to it. A new fairy tale book Dad bought me. In a distant kingdom, people rode dragons to fight. But giant dragons had died out in ancient times and only dwarf dragons survived. One day, the king received a request from a small foreign country. That they asked him to marry their princess to seek refuge and she'd help him revive giant dragons in return. It sounded ridiculous, so the king just took it as a joke and sent only one knight to pick up the princess. The rebels in this foreign country would rather kill the princess than give her to the kingdom. The knight's dragon was shot dead and he had to run with the princess. After a few bloody fights, they finally got rid of the enemies. But the fragile princess almost exhausted her life in the escape. The knight was badly hurt, too. To finish his mission, he chose to give half of his remaining life to the princess. He didn't want to worry her, so he didn't tell her. Then they set off on foot on the long road back to the kingdom. During the 6-month-long journey, they fell in love with each other. The princess became the queen of the kingdom, but the knight was loyal to his mission. When they returned to the kingdom, they'd have to separate. She used secret magic to revive giant dragons. But that didn't make the kingdom more prosperous. Instead, the fight for the power of the giant dragons got the kingdom into a long-term civil war. But with the help of strong giant dragons, the king put down all the rebellions in the end. Then everyone said that the marriage was a conspiracy of the small country. To prove their righteousness, they had to judge the princess, the culprit of the chaos. With only a few days left to live, the knight no longer fought for the king. This time he chose to stand by her side and protect her. He killed hundreds of soldiers who wanted to arrest the princess, so the king used his giant dragons to trap them in the flames. The brave knight was unable to fight the dragon army alone. The knight and princess were engulfed in the flames of the giant dragons. It's a bad ending. I don't like the story. But her face cracked into a genuine smile for the first time. It's the end of the story. This knight was stupid. He sacrificed his life but got nothing in return. What a fool. Stories have good and bad endings. I appreciate his chivalry. Some people do everything for others secretly without asking for anything in return. Isn't it cool? Now that I think about it, he's stupid indeed. If I encounter a man like this knight, I'll be willing to die for him. Isn't he a fool? I don't want a fool to be my brother-in-law. My knight hasn't appeared, and now I'm the knight in that story. Black Rhino Palace in Chichuan City, he's just in magic phase realm. How did he kill 2 enemies in genuine spirit realm? It's ridiculous. This guy mustn't be used by other families. Even though we have to turn against the Gong family right now, we can't let them lose his power to dominate other families. Are we going to start a war with the Gong family? Yes. I'll lead a raid on Moai City myself, catching them off guard. Boom. What the hell is this? In the library of the Moai Academy, not allowed to enter without permission from the master. I was right. Really looks the same as the one in the ancient book. That's why I said it was impossible. The divine treasure that split the continent isn't supposed to exist in the world. Pangu's axe was supposed to split the continent. So the divine treasure is likely to have revived. It happened thousands of years ago. No wonder few people know. Or rather, this kind of thing has become a story or a legend, so nobody takes it seriously. After all, we have limited information about the existing divine treasures, let alone the legendary ones that disappeared. So much has happened on the East Emperor continent since that guy came. I'm afraid the appearance of Panga's axe is not a coincidence. That guy, a man from the Western continent, has several divine treasures on him. I've been in the basement. I've never heard of such a man. I made a deal with him and sent him to the Moai Academy. Wait. Are you talking about the person you asked Gong Ling Ju to protect? Oh, God. Only those who have transvestism are qualified to control divine treasures. If that's the case, maybe the divine treasures like your weird style. Shut up if you're clumsy with speech. Divine treasures can draw each other, so you want to use him as bait to get back the lost Thunder Cauldron. What will you do after that? Right. Divine treasure spirits have consciousness. They pick their masters themselves. You can't rob him of the divine treasures. Only their masters can control them. Anyone who gathers all the divine treasures will ascend to immortality. I don't expect him to share the divine treasures. The last resort is to erase his existence so that the divine treasures will scatter around after losing their masters. And we can take advantage of the information to get them first. But if he's not a vicious guy, you shouldn't kill him. He's innocent. You've been in the basement and don't care about other things. I understand you have sympathy for him. But as the master of the Gong family, I put the family interests first. Since it's about the divine treasures, we can't be friends with him. Not to mention that he has a lot of divine treasures. Have you ever thought about the consequences if other families win him over? Or kill him and then get the divine treasures? Crack. It's inappropriate to get him involved in the conflicts. If he doesn't stand on any side of the 5 families on the East Emperor continent. Gong Qing. Hybrids claim to be advanced species, but why does every family use dirty tricks to harm each other? A power struggle has nothing to do with justice and kindness. There's no such rules. That's not necessarily true. If I become the master of the Gong family, I'll do better than those old guys in power, making everything open and aboveboard. Shoo, don't let the master hear that. It is for the sake of family interests, but have you shared the thoughts of other families? There are still many records about Pangu's axe. Sit down. According to the book, Pangu, treasure spirit of Pangu's axe, traveled everywhere 1,000 years ago before the split of the continent. In different cultures. It was called Pangu, Pango, Pango, and so on. People admired Pangu for its power. After the battle of sealing the Master of Disaster, the spiritual chi on the continent was decreasing at an astonishing speed, and the king disappeared. An extremist group of hybrids captured Pangu's axe, and eventually controlled its treasure spirit to split the continent. The eastern part occupied the source of the spiritual chi. Turn around. Tyr, the Master of Disaster. The missing king. The extremist group of hybrids controlled Pangu's axe. Occupied the source of the spiritual chi. Is this a storybook? I can read the words, but I just don't understand the story. People on the East Emperor continent have been vague about the history of the continent before the split. Is this? Gong Qing allowed me to read the book, which means she doesn't know the contents. Either. My name is Nainai, an unmarried hybrid, 53 years old, living in the underground warehouse of the academy in the northeast of Moai City. I'm the storekeeper of the academy. And I work overtime only at the beginning of the school year every 3 years. I don't smoke, and I only drink peach schnapps. I go to bed at 11 p.m. and get 8 hours of sleep a day. Before going to bed, I drink a glass of warm nutrient solution and then do 20 minutes of gymnastics, which makes my body flexible. I'll immediately fall asleep and sleep through the night. I never feel stressed or tired. I just want to lead a peaceful life. But now, I'm holding a document that goes against my perception. I can't pretend that nothing happened and continue to lead a carefree life. The most shocking thing is that it also records the way to control Pangu's axe. Did they think the Pangu's axe wouldn't pose any threat to them since it was broken, or did they have a premonition that it would be revived one day? No wonder the book is locked in the secret stacks. I'm not holding a book but the key to destruction. I can't give the book to anyone on the East Emperor continent. Otherwise, the tragedy of the whole continent thousands of years ago is likely to happen again. I'm sorry, Gong Qing. I'm not sure what you will do with such a devastating divine treasure. Damn it. Someone jumped the queue and wants a slice of the action. Hey. A guy is giving off aura recklessly. Pop out. If I'm not mistaken, it's Pangu's axe, right? Yes, it's quite a difficult guy. Give me an order. What do you want me to do? Square in the Moai Academy. I'm sure you all know the progress of the crafting test better than I do. So I won't go into details. I'll remind you one last time. It's greatly dangerous to break through to the genuine spirit realm. Anyone who doesn't want to die still has a chance to quit. The teleportation array will start working in 3 minutes. If you're not afraid to die, you can go to the forbidden forest outside the city.